Money can buy many things, but should it be able to buy motherhood? Imagine being so desperate for a baby that you'd trust a complete stranger to carry your child. Now, imagine being so desperate for money that you'd risk 9 months of your life and maybe much more for a deal that seems too good to be true. Today, we're diving into Freida McFadden's best-selling psychological thriller, The Surrogate Mother. This book is packed with shocking twists, chilling secrets, and mind-bending betrayals. Nothing is what it seems, and by the time you reach the ending, you'll question everything you thought you knew about the characters. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire story from the hopeful beginning, through the dark middle, all the way to the jaw-dropping finale. No detail left behind, no twist spared. So grab a coffee, sit back, and get ready. Because this isn't just the story of a pregnancy. It's the story of lies, obsession, and just how dangerous desperation can be. Part 1. Meet Abby. A life falling apart. The book begins with Abby, a young woman stuck in a hopeless situation. Abby's life is a string of disappointments. She's broke, constantly worrying about bills and struggling to find purpose. She lives day by day, always one step away from disaster. Abby's backstory gives us insight into why she's so vulnerable. She comes from a troubled childhood, with few people she can truly trust. She's had relationships that left scars, not always physical, but emotional. She's never felt like she belongs anywhere, never felt stable. So when she sees an ad from a wealthy couple looking for a surrogate mother, Abby sees it as a lifeline. Not just financially, but emotionally. Finally, someone needs her. Finally, she can do something meaningful. Enter Gabby and Elliot, the perfect couple on the surface. They live in a beautiful house, have successful careers, and seem like the kind of people Abby has always envied. But their biggest dream, having a child, has slipped through their fingers. Failed treatments, crushed hopes, endless waiting. For Gabby, motherhood isn't just a dream. It's an obsession. It consumes her thoughts, her identity, and her marriage. She sees Abby as her last chance at happiness. The meeting between Abby and Gabby feels warm, even fated. Gabby is overly friendly, almost too sweet. Elliot is charming, polite, and supportive. Abby, nervous at first, feels a strange sense of belonging in their home. The deal is simple. Abby will carry their baby, and in return, she'll be financially secure. For the first time in years, Abby feels hopeful. But as Freida McFadden loves to remind us, when something feels too good to be true, it usually is. Part 2. The perfect arrangement? At first, everything seems fine. Abby adjusts to her new role as the surrogate. She's pampered with healthy meals, medical care, and a lifestyle she's never experienced before. It's almost like she's part of Gabby and Elliot's family. But slowly, cracks start to form. Gabby's sweetness starts to feel off. She wants to control every aspect of Abby's life. She dictates what Abby eats, when she sleeps, how much she exercises. At first, Abby interprets this as maternal care, but soon it begins to feel like ownership. Elliot, meanwhile, adds to Abby's discomfort. He's attentive, sometimes a little too attentive. The way he looks at her, the way he checks in Abby, can't shake the feeling that his concern might be masking something else. Then, strange things start happening. Abby notices items in her room being moved. She hears footsteps outside her door at night. At times, she feels like she's being watched. When she mentions it to Gabby, she's brushed off as emotional or overly anxious. The once glamorous arrangement begins to feel like a gilded cage. Abby isn't free. She's a guest, or maybe a prisoner in a home that's no longer welcoming. Part 3. Secrets on both sides. As the story deepens, we begin to see that both women, Abby and Gabby, are hiding secrets. Gabby's secrets. Her obsession with motherhood isn't just about love. It's about identity. Without a baby, she feels worthless, incomplete. There are hints of past traumas, failed pregnancies, possibly even darker events she hasn't confessed. Her desperation makes her controlling, manipulative, and, at times, cruel. Abby's secrets. Abby isn't just a struggling young woman looking for money. She has a complicated past she hasn't revealed. There are events she's running from, choices she regrets, things she fears being exposed. Her backstory suggests she may not be entirely trustworthy. As the pregnancy progresses, the relationship between Abby and Gabby becomes a psychological chess match. Both women want something desperately. Both are willing to bend the truth to get it. And both are terrified of losing control. Freida McFadden layers the tension brilliantly here. The reader starts questioning, who is lying? Who is the real manipulator? Could Abby be dangerous? Could Gabby? Or are both equally trapped in their own lies? At times, Abby seems like the victim, suffocated by Gabby's obsession. At other times, Gabby seems like the victim, manipulated by a surrogate she doesn't fully know. The line between villain and victim begins to blur. Part 4. Tension. Explodes. Things spiral quickly as the pregnancy advances. Gabby's controlling. Behavior turns aggressive. She accuses Abby of being careless, of not caring enough about the baby. She inserts herself into Abby's every move, treating her less like a human and more like a vessel. Abby, meanwhile, grows desperate to escape. But every attempt to assert independence is met with resistance. Gabby threatens to cut off financial support. Elliot insists that Abby is imagining things. The walls close in tighter. The tension between Abby and Gabby becomes unbearable. Arguments explode into screaming matches. Trust disintegrates. The once hopeful arrangement becomes toxic, even dangerous. Then comes the first major twist. Revelations about Abby's past surface. And suddenly, Gabby realizes she may not know this woman at all. Abby's troubled history calls her entire character into question. Is she really fit to carry a child? Or worse, is she a threat to the baby's safety? The story becomes a psychological war zone. Part 5. The final act. Shocking truths major. Spoilers ahead. In the climax, the truth unravels in shocking ways. We discover that both women have been lying. Abby's troubled past involves mistakes she's been running from, choices that put her in this desperate situation. But Gabby's lies are darker still. Her obsession with motherhood has led her down paths that reveal just how unstable she truly is. The baby, the very reason for this arrangement, becomes the center of a terrifying power struggle. Abby wants freedom. Gabby wants control. Elliot, caught in the middle, reveals himself to be far less innocent than he appeared. In true Freida McFadden fashion, the final twist flips everything upside down. The roles of victim and villain are completely reversed. Just when you think you understand who's right and who's wrong, the truth detonates like a bomb. The ending forces readers to confront an uncomfortable truth. Both women are victims of circumstance, and both are capable of monstrous choices. The final pages leave you breathless, questioning every assumption you made along the way. Part 6. Themes and Reflections. The Surrogate Mother isn't just about surrogacy. It's about obsession, control, and the lies people tell to survive. Motherhood. What does it mean to be a mother? Is it biology, love, sacrifice, or something darker? Power. The story shows how quickly care can turn into control, and how desperation can blur moral boundaries. Deception. Both Abby and Gabby create facades, hiding their darkest truths until it's too late. Freida McFadden keeps readers hooked, not just with her twists, but by forcing us to examine our own fears. Could we fall into the same traps if we were desperate enough? And that's The Surrogate Mother, a roller coaster of lies, betrayals, and chilling secrets. What starts as a hopeful arrangement between two women becomes a nightmare that neither of them can escape. This book is a perfect example of why Freida McFadden has become one of the queens of psychological thrillers. She doesn't just give you a shocking story. She makes you question human nature itself. So, what do you think? Was Abby a victim? Or was she a manipulator? Was Gabby just a desperate woman? Or something far more dangerous? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more book breakdowns and story recaps, because remember, in thrillers like this, nothing is ever as it seems.